Well, hello everyone. Let's start our conference. Today's topic, the seven bodies. Well, this conference will help us to understand better the different bodies, internal bodies. We have the possibility of creating through the process of the practice of the revolution of the consciousness, which is formed by the three factors of the revolution of the consciousness. All right? Well, the goal of this conference is for us to know each one of these seven bodies, as it's been called, their functions, development, nature, laws that govern each one of those bodies, and how could we create them through suprasex. Alright? Well, something very important to understand is that all of us, without exception, we do have already created, but in lunar condition, the physical body and the vital body. Alright? Astral body, mental body, and causal body should be created through suprasex. Previously made the balance of the lower magnetic centers. Alright? If firstly we don't achieve the balance of the magnetic centers, it is not possible to create these 5 lunar solar bodies, alright? Now, Buddhic body and Atmic body are already created, alright? These are in solar condition. That's why this symbol here under the images, right? But if firstly we don't create these first 5 solar bodies, inner bodies, physical one, vital, astral, mental, and causal body, our inner being, our inner father, and divine hierarchies don't let us use them, alright? Because firstly it's necessary to create those first 5 solar bodies, alright? So let's start with the explanation of each one of them, right? And at the end of the conference, we'll have the possibility of knowing how do we create it, how the suprasexual intercourse is. Let's start. Well, physical body. Alright, when we talk about our physical body, we already have it, right? But it's in lunar condition due to fornication. We are too degenerated due to fornication. That's why it's necessary to regenerate, alright? We don't have to create the physical body because obviously we already have it. So the need here, the urgency, working wisely and with patience, with the 3 factors of the revolution of the consciousness, is the one of the regeneration of this physical body, right? This one vibrates with a specific musical note, which is Do, right? Nature is cellular nature. Nature, cellular nature. I'm going to do something here. Plus hydrogen, dimension, transmutation. Alright? So let's start. Cellular nation for this physical body is made of cells. Right? Laws that govern, that control this physical body, 48 laws. With the process of awakening our own consciousness, thanks to the process of psychological death, we'll release the essence that is trapped inside of each one of our psychological defects. And gradually, internally, and thanks to other different types of, for example, reflective meditation, astral travel, and now our own releasing of our own consciousness, we'll know each one of these 48 laws. Hydrogen is exactly the same, is intimately associated with the hydrogen, with laws, okay? In this case, hydrogen 48. Dimension, third dimension, alright? The element, when we talk about the element here, is, we're talking about earth element. Right? Location in our sexual center. Sexual center. Right? The divine intelligences that are associated to this element are gnomes and pygmies. Gnomes and pygmies are the intelligences associated with this element earth. Dimension third, our physical world, this physical world, alright? And yes, it's made of cells, our physical body. Remember, due to fornication, it's necessary, honestly, to regenerate, right? Remember that if you have any question, any doubt about this information, please make your questions, and gradually, little by little, I will respond them, alright? So this is the basic information we have about the first one of the 7 bodies. Alright? What else can we say here? This is this one manages something else very important to understand. The type of energy that this physical body manages is the sexual creative energy. Alright, this is the nature, this is the energy, excuse me. Alright, so in this third dimension was the creation of our physical body, thanks to a sexual intercourse. And thanks to suprasex, it's possible to regenerate this physical body. Let's continue with our second body, vital body. Our vital body, when we talk about the vital body, we're exactly talking about the aura. We're talking about that magnetic field that not only human beings have, but also animals, plants, and everything. A chair, a car, etc., etc. All of us, all these inorganic or organic creations, all of us without exception have our own aura. Because everything in the universe vibrates. Right now, vital body. Well, nature of this body is etheric. Etheric nature. Laws that govern, that control our vital body, which in fact is the superior part of our physical body, right? So our physical body depends on our vital body, right? So here we find exactly the same quantity of loss and the same type of hydrogen. right? Dimension. Fourth dimension of the universe. We talk about this vital body, the element, the association, the relation between the vital body and one of the elements of nature is with water. In fact, when we talk about this vital body, the location is with the instinctive center. Instinctive center. Sacrum bone. Sacrum bone on our dorsal spine. Physical body. Coccyx bone is the location of the sexual center. Physical body. Coccyx bone on our dorsal spine. Right? A bit above of the sexual center is located our instinctive center. More specifically in our sacrum bone. Energy. The energy that manages is the vital energy. Alright, in fact, it's necessary to understand here that and to reflect on a specific information, and is the one related with the different type of ethers that this one manages. Alright? This instinctive center is something incredible and probably unique. This instinctive center is also called the tetra-sustainer of our human physical body. This one, which has an intimate association with our vital body, manages 4 different types of ethers. Number 1, the chemical ether, which is related with the assimilation of food we eat every single day, hopefully. Assimilation of different food that we eat several times per day. Number 2, the extra perceptions, the other type of ether. These type of perceptions, extra perceptions, are related with our senses, right? The possibility of listening to anyone, the possibility of using the sight, the possibility of touching something, etc., etc. All right. Next one, imagination and will. The other ether that this one manages is the one related with imagination and will. Alright? And the other ether is the one called life. This one is associated with the possibility of reproduction. Yes, sexual reproduction. All these different type of ethers form that called the vital body, also called in different cultures or esoteric groups aura, A-U-R-A, or magnetic field. Without exception, all of us have already created this vital body, but unfortunately, at least for now, is degenerated due to fornication again. Our goal during the work on ourselves, during our esoteric work, our daily regeneration and purification is to regenerate this second body because it's already created. Alright? Now it's in lunar condition. Our vital body, our aura is in lunar condition due to fornication. Right? It's necessary to become this vital body in solar condition, and it's possible through the practice of the 3 factors of the revolution of the consciousness. Alright? Yes, when we talk about the vital body, we are talking about our vitality. Our vitality. Right? Instinctive center, sacrum bone, tetra-sustainer. This is information about our vital body. Intelligences related with this element Undines and narrates. Undines and narrates. Undines and narrates of water. Alright? Information for our second vital body. Now, let's talk about the third body. Called astral body. Astral body. Just a few of us, just a few people all around the world have already created and have created this astral body, body number 3. Nature, molecular nature. Loss. Remember that this one is located in the 5th dimension, and in the 5th dimension there are 2 different worlds. Emotional world, also called astral world, or emotional world, which is exactly the same. Yes, it is associated with our own emotions, fear, resentment, rancor, hate, revenge, anxiety, etc., etc. Alright? And the other world, which is the mental world. For now, during this explanation about this third body, we'll only talk about the emotional world. It's like talking about the first floor of this 5th dimension of the universe. Alright? Loss. In this world, emotional or astral world, we'll find 24 laws. Hydrogen 24. Laws and hydrogen, talking about the different dimensions of our nature, of our universe, will always be intimately associated. Will be exactly the same amount. Alright, that's why when we, for example, wake our unconsciousness through an astral travel or something like that, and we go back to our physical body in the morning or in the evening or at any time, and we open our eyes, we feel like happy, we feel different, we feel better, because we were in contact with less laws than the ones that control us here in this 3rd dimension. Alright? Element. Fire. Fire. Associated with emotions. Location. Location of this astral body, which is only an embryo, like a principle of astral body, because we haven't created, at least not now, not yet, our astral body, unless we work consciously and with discipline, with obedience in the 3 factors of the revolution of the consciousness, with perseverance, infinite patience. The location is in the lower emotional center. Lower emotional center. At the level of our solar plexus, but on our dorsal spine. Remember always that the location of the different magnetic centers is on our dorsal spine always, no matter what, always. Specifically talking about the 5 lower magnetic centers. Energy, emotional energy. If we balance this magnetic center, emotional center, we'll manage consciously, wisely our inner fire, alright? And there will be the possibility of creating our own astral body. Remember, at least for now, most of us only have the embryo a principle of this astral body. Only a few people all around our Earth planet have already created it. Alright? That's the basic information we could give about this astral body. And when we talk about the intelligences of this element, salamanders, the salamanders of fire, right? Those are the intelligences of this element of our incredible universe, of our incredible nature. Alright, this is the basic information we could have here. Due to this embryo, this only like principle of astral body, we may dream at night. Sometimes we remember our dreams, sometimes we don't. Alright? So if we create this astral body consciously, we'll know the whole fifth dimension in its emotional world, also called astral world. Right? Usually when we have dreams, we are not conscious over there because we haven't created it yet. Alright? This is the basic information we can give about this one. That's why this one is in lunar condition. It's necessary to create it through supra-sex. And the other two factors, sacrifice for mankind and psychological death, which is the elimination of our psychological defects. If we delete with our Divine Mother, if we eliminate our lower emotions, we'll have for sure the incredible possibility of creating our own astral body, to have real representation over there in the fifth dimension of the universe. Right? Next body. Next body is also called mental body. Here we still are located in the fifth dimension of the universe. Most of us haven't created it due to fornication. If we establish inside of each one of us the sexual regeneration, the human regeneration, someday we'll have our own mental body, and with this mental body specifically, we'll know the second floor of our fifth dimension, the fifth dimension of our universe, also called mental world of the fifth dimension, right? Nature here, well, when we talk about nature here, nature is atomic. It's made of atoms. Lots, 12 lots. There is the possibility of achieving a mental unfolding, not only the astral unfolding, alright, but also the mental unfolding. It's absolutely possible. But firstly, it's necessary to create the astral body and the mental body to achieve, to seek the mental unfolding, and to go consciously to that mental world located still in our fifth dimension. Hydrogen 12. When we talk about hydrogen, we're talking about the pureness of our Mercury. And when we talk about Mercury, is the state of our sexual creative energy. Let's remember, please, our sexual creative energy is still contaminated by our own psychological defects. With the process of the self-observation, the detection of each one of our psychological defects, from instant to instant, or at least as much as we can daily, gradually, and asking them to our Divine Mother to delete them, gradually will be decontaminating our sexual creative energy. Alright? So the pureness of our Mercury, which again is our sexual creative energy, will be higher and higher and higher. And due to that reality, due to that possibility, due to that effort of each one of us, we'll create our own mental body to have representation, authentic, conscious, subjective representation in the fifth dimension mental world. Element. Element here is the air. Air is related and associated with wisdom. Alright? Location, lower intellectual center. At the level of our heart, that again, on our dorsal spine, lower intellectual center. At the level of our hearts, physical hearts, because there is also an esoteric heart, but in our lower intellectual center, at the level of our physical heart, on our dorsal spine. The right energy, mental energy. Mental energy. This is the energy that manages our mental body. Again, unfortunately, due to the state of our mankind, of this current mankind, just a few have already created their own mental body. Most of us haven't created it yet. So due to fornication, this one is in lunar condition. It's possible to become this one in solar if we create it first. Right? Due to this embryo, to this principle of mental body, we may think, we may analyze, we remember, sometimes we plan the different things that probably we'll be doing, for example, today, tomorrow, next week, next month, and so on, right? But that's only thanks and due to that embryo, that principle of mental body that all of us already have. If we work consciously and with correct procedures in our own regeneration, probably sooner than later we'll create our own mental body to go consciously to the mental world in the same fifth dimension of our universe. Right? That's the situation of our mental body. Intelligences of the element air, sylphs. Sylphs of the earth. Those are the intelligences of this element of nature. Alright? And it's located again in the lower intellectual center, at the level of the heart, mental energy. Alright? Now, let's continue with body number 5. Body number 5 of our 7 bodies. Next one is also called causal or will body. Just give me a few seconds, please, because we'll go higher. We'll go right now, from now on, to the 6th dimension. Causal body, or will body, also called will body. Nature of our causal or will body is electronic. It's made of electrons. Okay? Dimension, 6th dimension, first floor of 6th dimension. 6th dimension of our nature is divided in 2 different worlds. First world, causal world, which is the one we're explaining right now, right here. To go, at least for now, to get familiarized with the reality of the causal world located in the 6th dimension of our nature, we should go through the practice of meditation. Not every single practice of meditation works to give us the possibility of going consciously over there. But there are for sure some specific techniques of meditation that are accepted by the white brotherhood of our entire universe, the white lodge, to go right there consciously, right? We are coming soon, we will be explaining different meditation techniques to prove them and to, yes, to live the reality of the causal world, sixth dimension, loss. Well, here we'll find more happiness. Only a mechanicity of six laws. It means more happiness, more peace, more love inside. That's why through correct techniques of meditation it's possible to live the experience, the reality of the causal world. Hydrogen 6, again, the pureness needed in our sexual creative energy to create this causal body. Alright, very important to understand this one. Well, the element of nature is puntas of the ether. This is the element of nature here, the fifth element, puntas of the ether. Puntas of the ether. Location is in our motor center, at the level of our larynx, of our throat, on our dorsal spine. Motor center. This is the location of our causal body as soon as we create it. Energy. Energy here in this causal body is also called the causal energy, or also we could name this energy motor energy. This is the basic information we should give right now about our causal body. Again, this one is necessary to create it. We haven't created it yet. It's due to the reality of fornication. If we establish inside of us the process of daily regeneration and purification with the correct techniques, we'll create finally our causal body. Right? That's the basic information we may give about this causal or will body. Again, it's in lunar condition. Lunar condition. If we establish, we start a correct process of human regeneration, we'll become this causal body from lunar to solar one. Alright? Only when we create this causal body, any one of us will have human soul. Nowadays, currently, we have no soul. Believe it or not, we don't have souls. The only thing we have, at least for now, due to the reality of degeneration inside of each one of us, is the divine spark. The divine spark. All of us, yes, all of us have it inside. This divine spark represents the 3% of consciousness inside. To have human soul, it's necessary to release the 70% of consciousness. Can you see the difference? At least for now, because we are too degenerated in our mankind. This is the worst humankind, something never seen before. The worst of the 5 races are us. This is the first race, for example, that accepts without a doubt. For example, oral sex, lesbianism, homosexualism, rape, drugs, alcohol. People like that, with people like that, for sure, we should say that we don't have human soul. For now, we only have the divine spark, the 3% of consciousness inside of us. It's necessary to release the other 69% of consciousness which is trapped inside of each one of our psychological defects to finally achieve, hopefully sooner than later, our human soul. We are not people with soul. We only have the divine spark. Only this percentage is lighting inside of each one of us. Right? So that's why we say always here that please do not accept what we say here. Do not believe us, but prove it. Analysis, reflection, recognition, practice to prove what we say here is urgent. Tons of plastics in and on the oceans. Our current mankind is something never seen before. Before of us there were 4 different races. This is the first race in all the history of our Earth planet of the different mankind's that have lived right here on this Earth planet that accept unacceptable behaviors, specifically talking about sexuality, something never seen before. Right? Only if any one of us create the causal body sometime, the 5th body, that person may say about himself or herself that already has human soul. Remember, we awake this 3% of consciousness only if we are in an inner state of self-observation. We start knowing ourselves, beginning with the self-observation technique. Immediately, at the same time, we awake the 3% of consciousness. With the releasing of the rest of the divine sparks trapped inside of each one of our psychological defects, we'll have a higher percentage of consciousness until someday, probably, why not, we'll achieve this percentage, 72% of consciousness. It means human soul. Right? So, until here we've been explaining the reality of our first 5 lunar bodies. These ones, the first ones, physical and vital body, are already created, but unfortunately are too degenerated due to fornication. These ones, talking about astral, mental, and causal body, we do have only, at least for now, only principles, embryos of these bodies, 3, 4, and 5, astral, mental, causal. If we start a correct process of regeneration, it will be possible for each one of us, no matter who is the person, to keep in touch, to interact, to use wisely the next 2 bodies, which are already in solar condition. These solar bodies, buddhic body and atomic body, are already created. They are already created. Even when we've been fornicating as never before. Anyway, these are in solar condition. Let's give some information about these 2 last inner bodies. Let's see. final two bodies. Buddhic body. We already have it created. Even homeless, even the worst person in the world has already created his or her Buddhic body, alright? This is our divine soul. As soon as we create our human soul, there will be a cosmic event, something great, which is the perfect matrimony, the perfect wedding. The union of our divine soul, which is represented by a triangle pointing down, and our human soul, a triangle pointing up. And this wedding, this perfect wedding, is possible only through the creation of our human soul. Remember, our divine soul is already created and is represented by this triangle pointing down. This triangle pointing up, the second one I already drew on this image, represents and is a symbol of the sexual waters going up all the way up through our dorsal spine. Alright? So this is a matter of daily purification. That's all. If we don't establish a correct discipline, perseverance, infinite patience, literally, we'll never live the reality of the perfect wedding. The union between our own divine soul and our human soul, due to our own merits, due to our own hard work, spiritually, through the three factors of the revolution of the consciousness. Now, here, when we talk about this divine soul, right, this Buddhic body, here we are talking about a specific nature. Nature here is magnetic nature. Loss, exactly the same now when we talk about the causal body. 6 logs, hydrogen 6. Dimension. Second world, second floor of the same 6th dimension of the universe. But this is called Buddhic world. The Buddhic world. Element. Akasha. Location of our 6th body. Pituitary gland. Remember, this one is already created. I'm referring to this Buddhic body. Pituitary gland. Alright? The energy here in this 6th body is the energy of the consciousness. The energy of the consciousness. Right, this is information we have here to share here with all of us about the penultimate body, okay, the Buddhic body. Alright, now let's continue, please. And when we talk about the pituitary gland, it's exactly the same that talking about the superior emotional center. Superior emotional center located in our own pituitary gland is the same. Let's continue with the last body, atomic body. atomic body. Well, photonic nature, alright? Nature of our atomic body, which is the last of the 7 bodies. Nature. Photonic nature. Laws, only 3 laws. Manage, control this atomic body. Hydrogen 3 again. Dimension 7th. Element. Again here, the element here is again Akasha. This is a more pure Akasha. Now location, pineal gland, also called the superior intellectual center. Superior intellectual center. Energy here, atomic energy. Atomic energy we find here, the one which is associated with our atomic body. Right? All of us without exception, have already created this atomic body. We cannot touch, we can't manage it unless we create first the first 5 solar bodies. Physical body, regeneration. Astral body, regeneration as well. Astral, mental and causal body. They are, at least for now, in lunar condition due to fornication. Through transmutation of sexual energies and the elimination, the previous elimination of each one of our psychological defects. If you want to check conference number 9, the infradimensions, to understand better the different group of psychological flaws that each one of us carry inside, and we understand better how to create them, okay? As soon as we create these 5 bodies, inner bodies, divine hierarchies and our inner father will give us the opportunity for sure to manage, to use, to know each one of these last 2 solar bodies, buddhic body and atomic body. This is our divine soul. This is our inner warrior. Our inner warrior. Alright? This is the basic information we can give here for our atomic body. Right? Well, now let's see how to crystallize, how to create each one of these bodies. Let's see. Now, how is the creation of each one of these 7 bodies? How to create them? Well, there are some requirements. That the divine law, divine hierarchies give us to seriously, authentically create our 7 bodies with infinite patience. Number 1, it's necessary to find a partner of the opposite sex, suprasex, sexual alchemy is only possible between a man and a woman. Sexual apparatus of each one of us, men and women, they are a perfect complement, alright? It's only possible between a man and a woman. It's necessary to learn to love our woman, alright? To be nice with her, to treat her carefully with authentic love. This is a work of love, and a work of love is fed with love. All of us, men without exception, should help with the cleaning of the house. Okay? It's necessary to learn to be natural in our interactions, in our relations. We men have real responsibilities in our relationships. Obviously, also women have them. Also women have responsibilities, rights. We are not talking here only about suprasex, but also learning to be natural people, nice people. If we can't, with the things, with the basic things of our third dimension, of our physical world, we won't be able to work in spiritual things, the things of the higher universe, of the higher dimensions of our universe. Right? Men and women are a complement one each other. Also, it's necessary to value the sexual creative energy. Learn to value the sexual creative energy. Our sexual creative energy is crucial. More than that, is essential for the process of regeneration and purification. And in fact, our sexual creative energy is our divine mother. Each time we detect any psychological flaw, any psychological defect, and we ask our divine mother to delete that psychological flaw, she will immediately delete it. And we'll feel the change for sure immediately. Fear, revenge, rancor, laziness, etc. When we ask for our divine mother to delete, to eliminate each one, or yes, any psychological flaw, we'll feel the change at the very moment we ask for the elimination. Our divine mother is our same sexual creative energy, our seed. It's crucial to learn to value our sexual seed, our sexual energy. The fundamental here is chastity. Chastity is the pureness during our sexual intercourses. Please don't confuse chastity with celibate. Unfortunately, it's common to get confused when we talk about chastity, right? Chastity or celibate. Both of them are opposite. A person with chastity is a person that practices sexual alchemy with authentic pureness. A person that practices celibate is a person that doesn't practice sex. So it's only possible to achieve chastity if we practice sex, specifically sexual alchemy. If we don't seek chastity, it is not possible to achieve our own self-realization, the creation of these 7 bodies. Right? It's necessary to get married. Open relationships are not accepted by the white brotherhood of our entire universe. Established couples are only accepted for these superior sexual works. Alright? Both members of the couple should know accurately how the sexual alchemy is. Alright? That's something very important as well. And the secret for practicing sexual alchemy is to never spill and to never get the orgasm during the sexual alchemy. Never ejaculate your sperm, your seed, your sexual energy. Never spill. Never ejaculate, never get the orgasm during practicing sexual alchemy, please. Never ever. Now, let's talk about the practice physically. Alright? This is a female body. This is the explanation about the practice of transmutation of sexual creative energy. Well, all starts with the conjurations. The violin and magic circle. The practice, conjurations, please, is necessary to protect yourself. Conjurations. The violin, magic circle. Right? Video conference number 7 will give you the information about how to make first the lighting. This is a mantric song and the magic circle. A different conjuration to be protected, to get the correct protection for your suprasexual practices. Okay, now after conjurations, please, the inner petition to your inner parents. The inner petition. Pray mentally from the bottom of your hearts. It's mandatory, excuse me for saying this way, but it's mandatory. The inner petition to your inner parents, to your divine mother and to your inner father, with natural, simple, spontaneous words that born from the bottom of your hearts. Alright? To get the help, the assistance during the sexual intercourse. Right? Then, kisses and caresses. Obviously, to light the fire. That's obvious. Kisses and caresses. To light the fire. Right? To be excited. After that, immediately, the penetration. The sexual connection. As soon as the couple is connected, with, if possible, with lights off, okay, turn off the lights of your bedroom, please, to be more focused during your sexual intercourse, during your sexual alchemy process. There is a breathing, respiratory process or breathing process. Breathing process. Very focused, each one of us. Each one of the members, please, very focused. In their sexual glands, in the vertebral column, and in their brains. Right? Breathing process. Inhalation. Retention. And exhalation of the air. During approximately 20 seconds, the inhalation, you take the air by your nostrils, right? You made a deep inhalation. This is the female body. This is the male body, excuse me. This is the female body, right? A deep inhalation through your nostrils. You take the air slowly during 20 seconds approximately to your lungs, and then you bring the air to your testicles, to your sexual glands. Right? Inhalation, only the first stage of the breathing process. Inhalation. Then you start the process of the retention of the air during 20 seconds. You retain the air, but at the same time you work with your conscious imagination, imagining that a golden cord, you squeezed your sphincters, the sphincters are squeezed, and you imagine how a golden cord go all the way up through the dorsal spine until your brain, right? During again approximately 20 seconds. If you can only for 15 seconds, that's okay. There is no inconvenience. Just do it retaining the air, but at the same time you use your conscious imagination. Alright? You squeeze your sphincters, and what happens here is that the uterus pump starts a process of pumping of the air and of the sexual creative energy, and we have this process through the imagination of a golden cord going all the way up here through each one of the vertebrae during approximately 20 seconds. Again, alright? Here is the coccyx. You can see the image here, how the energy goes up gradually, little by little, right? So ovaries and uterus pumped the energy, thanks that the woman squeezed the sphincters, and it provokes that immediately the energy go immediately, little by little, and we help the process using our conscious imagination. With a golden cord. Alright, can you see the movement of the energy? Alright, that's it. In men, it's like this. We also squeezed our sphincters. We bring the energy to our lungs, then to our testicles, our sexual glands, and immediately we squeezed our sphincters, and it produces, working at the same time with our conscious imagination, with the golden cord, that the energy goes all the way up through our vertebrae on our dorsal spine. Alright? Until our brains. Then the exhalation, during again 20 seconds, verbally, after making these inhalation and retention processes, during 20 seconds approximately, if possible, or 15 seconds, something like that approximately, verbally. Then you make a pause, and immediately we start with the process. You start with the process of inhalation, 20 seconds. A deep inhalation, you'll see here, through your nostrils, you bring the air, you take it to your lungs and then to your testicles, in the case of us men, or you women, you made exactly the same deep inhalation through your nostrils, you bring the air to your lungs, then to your ovaries, uterus, right? Both man and woman has squeezed their sphincters, and it produces immediately the ascension of the sexual energy through the dorsal spine, vertebra by vertebra. And at the same time, to help this process be successful, we use the conscious imagination, imagining a golden cord going this way all the way up. Alright? This is the Kundalini, the sexual creative energy. Alright? This is the process. Again, the inhalation, then the retention of the air, right? Which I also told you. And then the exhalation with the second vowel, letter. During approximately 15 or 20 seconds more. After you finish the pronunciation of this vowel, again the inhalation by your nostrils to your lungs, then to your sexual glands. You squeeze your sphincters, Then it produces the ascension of the sexual energy, the energy. We're not talking here about the matter, about the energy, all the way up to your dorsal spine, vertebra by vertebra, using your conscious imagination, and at the same time you retain the air, right? Inhalation until here. Retention, squeezing your sphincters, then with your conscious imagination, retaining the air. At the same time, you imagine how the sexual energy goes all the way up through your dorsal spine onto your brain. Alright? And then the exhalation with the third consonant. Alright? It's better verbally to make the pronunciation in this specific order. I, A, O. The order of these vowels in this specific order, please, verbally. But if, for example, your couple, your spouse, doesn't agree with you with the process of your sexual alchemy, of the transmutation of sexual energies, okay, just do it mentally. Alright? Do it mentally, and that's all. It's necessary to learn to be diplomatic here. Alright? To respect others' beliefs. And if our spouse doesn't believe, if he or she disagrees with our information, with these teachings, that's okay. We should respect her or his free will. And just do diplomatically our own work. Our inner work, the one of the transmutation of sexual creative energies. Alright? As soon as you finish with vowel O, you start again with another inhalation, retention, and exhalation of the air, starting again with a pause after 15-20 seconds, inhalation, retention, exhalation, you make again a pause, inhalation, retention, exhalation, So concentration here is essential, is crucial and a half, right? If we honestly, seriously want to create each one of the 7 bodies, the regeneration of the first 2, physical and vital, and the creation of astral, mental and causal body, alright? This is the process, this is the practice. The master bedroom must be more than absolutely clean. Alright? That's very important to understand. No TVs, please. No computers. If possible, pictures of angels, spiritual images decorating our master bedroom, the walls of our bedroom. If they women or us men want to use perfumes, that's great. There is no inconvenience. Alright? Better hours to transmute our sexual energies are between 1 and 5 a.m. Between 1 and 5 a.m. are the better hours to transmute the sexual energy. Because the energies of the universe are peaceful, are more quiet. That's why, if possible, try to transmute like this. Obviously, during the first stages of the sexual alchemy process for any couple, they should also only transmute for no more than, for example, 3 minutes. Then after some weeks of learning to control the energy, to control themselves, probably they can go higher, for example, 6 minutes, then 10 minutes. After some years of continuous practice, for example, 20, 30 minutes, alright? It's little by little, grain by grain. We enter as students because we are not teachers yet. We enter here to sexual alchemy as students. Only short practices of transmutation, please. Alright? Here we'll work with will, concentration, and imagination. These three things are absolutely essential to use here in our sexual practices, in our process of transmutation of sexual creative energies. Will, concentration, and conscious imagination. Alright? Take a bath, please, only after 2 hours that you finish your sexual practice. When you finish your practice, you wait 2 hours more to take a bath. Alright? The physical bodies need to get again the average temperature, and it takes time. It takes approximately 2 hours to get again the correct temperature. Here we're talking about the physical body. Alright? If you want to fall asleep, excellent, go ahead. Drink a glass of water, for example, after you finish your practice. Alright? You can fall asleep facing up. Alright? You relax. You let your physical body get again the correct temperature, and then you'll take your bath if you want. Right? Each one of our sexual glands works for 20 hours. Each sexual gland we have, all of us have 2 sexual glands. Each sexual gland works for 20 hours. That's why sexual alchemy should be done only once per day. Once per day. Due to this fact. Do not practice, for example, when the woman has the menstrual. Don't practice, please. When there is menstruation, when you don't want, when you are sick, when you have any illness, when you are sick, please don't practice. If you are pregnant, don't practice, please. If you are pregnant, don't practice. No, please, no. when you're sick, when you don't want, or when you woman have the menstruation, okay? It takes about 1 week to start again the sexual practices, the suprasexual practices. Approximately, the couple should wait for 1 week to start again the transmutation of sexual energies, alright? Well, if you have any question about this practice, this conference, I will respond to you as soon as I can, and thank you very much for attending this conference. Have a great day.